I'm just gonna fuck. The music's playing. What a nightmare. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Damn. I'm not sure if the previous episode is actually on the internet or not.
It is. I've been listening to it.
It is? Okay, because some people have been saying that it's not, and some people are saying it is, and then I asked iTunes, and they're like, nah, that's Squarespace's fault. And then I asked Squarespace, they're like, for sure, iTunes. Which, like, I know this because I work in customer service. I did this same shit today with this dude. I'm like, oh, man, that's PayPal's fault. And then PayPal was like, nah, it's Brendan Crick's personal fault.
Like, I don't. We listened to it. I listened to it when we were walking to get pizza last Friday.
Yeah, I had to delete the podcast app because apparently I looked it up. The podcast app is just like horrendous.
Yeah,
and it's something to do with that. Anyway, if you didn't listen to the last episode, you can go to the Twitter, or the Coward Hour Twitter. And, I was about to just try to off the dome give a URL.
By the way, do you want me to start? Like, should we be upload? Where do people usually upload podcasts? Because now that I have a computer, I have a computer for the first time in 3 years.
Oh yeah,
because I sold my other computer to make half of my rent when I moved to LA. I literally sold it to a guy in a Lexus.
You
in
had
downtown
you had the worst plan moving here.
It was so bad, dude. I moved here with like $800 and was like, well, that's a month and 10 days.
Honestly, I kind of wish I had done that because like I moved here with a lot more money, and it's like if I was gonna eventually have no money, why did I move with money to begin with? Just to now be sad that it's gone.
Yeah.
I really fucked up by
doing medical
being
studies.
privileged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, man, I sold. It's so I forgot.
Cashed in all my white privilege money to move to LA and pursue my dreams.
I fully forgot how to like use it. Also, I don't think I can ever get back into my email.
Oh, really?
I think that my email that means like people are like if I ever get booked at like the one club that maybe I won't know because it's a double authentication thing now, and I've changed my number twice since I moved to LA because of crazy women in my life, and so it's
people will not fucking email you to book. I've tried because like when I tried to go no Facebook, no anything. People would be like, well, how are you going to get booked? And I would be like, well, here's my personal email. And they'd be like, no. What the fuck did you just say to me?
But Flappers does... Oh, listen to me. Flappers does use your personal... So
well,
like,
just give them your new email. Just be like, hey, I'm in your database. Here's my new email.
Yeah, but I got to come up with a new email that's still... Because, like, Nick...
Yeah.
I lost the
Funny,
password...
Nick Oldershaw. Cool. At...
I lost the password to nickoldershaw@gmail.com. I'm locked out of oldershawnick@gmail.com. Maybe I got to go middle initial. I don't know. But, like...
Yeah.
It's also there's some poor guy with my old phone number who's getting like calls at 1 a.m. because that's when or 3 a.m. his time probably because that's when I like in a panic try to like get my account back, and it's always like, oh, Google's calling your phone right now with this code. I'm like, this is some poor fucking guy. I know it's a guy.
Yeah, well, that's what he gets for having your phone number, for choosing it. It's what he gets for requesting Nick Oldershaw's phone number.
When I changed my phone number at first, I like didn't tell people because I was like embarrassed of why I was, just because it was insane. And the guy who got, apparently like a bunch of people were of course like texting this guy who got my phone number.
Oh yeah, I think I did that.
Yeah.
I think I still do that sometimes because if I haven't texted you in a day or two, it won't be in like the
wait, do you have my old phone? Because I need to, remembering my old phone number can help me with, just to do, after the podcast. Okay, great.
Yeah, I can get that for you.
How many, do you have my other old phone number? How many?
I might.
I got to go back
I don't know.
a couple.
I think I only have 2 phone numbers for you. So which ones were the burner phones and which one was the real phone?
I don't want to say any of the numbers on the cast.
We shouldn't. We probably shouldn't dox you, episode 5 or whatever.
It's not even doxing me; it's doxing this
Some
other
guy,
dude. Because everyone was calling him and texting him, and apparently he started like calling everyone who's calling and texting me. He said, "No, I'm not Nick. I wish I was Nick because apparently Nick has all these friends who care so much about." He was just like some unhinged man.
Yeah, a man who's never had a friend.
Yeah. So,
damn. Maybe someday I'll make a friend.
Yeah.
What's it like?
I don't know. It's overwhelming. But yeah,
you're good at keeping in touch with people.
I work very. It's very important to me. It's very important to me to have a lot of friends. I mean,
which like if you don't say it out loud is like very noble and like reasonable, but hearing any grown man talk about having friends, it's just kind of like
it's
fucking weird.
It seemed like if I'm being completely honest, because I have a lot of friends, and I work really hard to maintain all my friendships with people. But it seems like it's like most time people ask me to do something, I'll be the first one to help them, and it seems like it's like selflessness, but it's fueled by like a manic desire to be of use to people. So like it is ultimately very selfish.
Damn, I wonder where this comes from.
I mean,
What happened?
lots of places. I don't know.
Who did you fail that you are always trying to make up for that?
Do we? Yeah, like my father. Like, just obviously.
Damn. I bet. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. You weren't your dad's friend? Doesn't make sense. At all.
I mean, it does. I don't know how deep I want to get into. I don't know how deep I want to explore because my relationship with my dad is really good. And I don't know how deep I want to explore like the neuroses that I got from childhood. But also the other thing is like when I get into this conversation is when I start talking about like my Enneagram number and what being a 3 with a 4 wing means. And you don't want to hear that.
What is that? What the fuck did you just say to me?
It's like a personality profile thing. It's actually kind of like the DSM, but it's a little bit more. Like there are 9 personalities, and then there are
Wait,
wing
DSM,
types.
that's the psychological disorder.
Yes.
I think you're thinking of something else. Are you thinking of Myers-Briggs?
Yeah, that is what I'm thinking. Well, look at how smart I am. I'm thinking of Myers-Briggs.
Yeah, because you're like, it's not like the DSM, which is just like you accidentally being like, I have a diagnosable.
Yeah, well, but it kind of is too because it does help you like figure out like what your disorder. But basically, there are like one of 9 personality types, and then there are also like you can have like wings, which are like sort of like the sub personalities that you also inhabit, and it's a really.
This is astrology.
No, it's not astrology because it was developed by the military.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Enneagram. You can go on the website. It's like there's like an Enneagram Institute. It's really, really. It's actually really
Wait,
in-depth.
so is there one that is just like which one is Marines? Is there one that they're just like, oh yeah, this guy's good at killing?
I think that those would be. I think you're might be like an 8, but it really depends. It actually really depends on like the person. But yeah, no, I got really into it because my friend Ben O'Brien like got me into the Enneagram, and it's actually just really good. Like astrology is like you're just like, oh, I'm a Libra, and I use that as an excuse for why I'm just a mess, why I'm loud at parties. But Enneagram is actually a really good tool for like self-reflection and the whole idea.
I don't want none of this.
Okay, the whole idea behind Enneagram is like you're not like your number is not like. That's not your number if you work on yourself, your number could theoretically change. So it's just a way to like look at personality types.
I've never even imagined changing my personality. I just assumed it was a lost cause this whole time.
I think changing my personality has changed so drastic. I feel like my personality changes kind of drastically every year. Actually, I'm very into but that's also a 3 thing because 3s. I know this sounds crazy, but like I don't identify with a lot of my past. We've talked about this. I don't identify with a lot of my past selves because 3s are very obsessed with being better. Like there's a lot of disdain for like your own faults.
Yeah, you pick yourself up by your bootstraps, set yourself right, go trans, just change.
Got to go trans.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to be a real 3, you have to go trans. That's if you want to. Because I don't want to do this.
3 is in what you're talking about. The different numbers is that they all correspond to a different possible gender.
I went trans so I could go number 3.
Like in the bathroom.
In the bathroom. That's what I'm
yes.
doing. I'm going
now
number
there
3
is a hot riff.
There's a hot ass take. I shouldn't do this. I have a lot of.
Seems harmless.
Look, I have a lot of friends who are trans.
You say things like this, but like
I do.
When do you ever hang out with anyone who's not a fucking swim?
I have 2. I hang out with lots of people who aren't swims all the time. Look at who I live with. I live with a black queer girl.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And,
well, I back down. My point.
Yeah, but no, I have like 2 friends who are trans, and then there was one person on the internet who is my friend who is trans who was supposed to make a video game about me and Robert that she just never did.
Oh yeah, I remember.
So that instilled prejudice within me.
Yeah, trans people, they're always promising to make video games of you.
A lot of them are. Seems like a lot of them are like game developers and programmers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that is.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd feel more comfortable speculating off mic on this topic.
Oh, yeah, we don't have to actually speculate. But I have some theories.
Mm-hmm. Damn. If you're listening, you have some theories, go ahead and tweet them to us. We will retweet the spiciest ones.
Please tweet your theory on why the middle of the Venn diagram is trans people and game developers.
Yeah, it's a It's a very burning question in my heart.
You're not happy about this, are you?
Nah, I don't really care.
We gotta. This is a good episode.
This isn't nearly as bad as the episode that we deleted.
I know.
Yeah. Honestly, today I was just thinking, I was like, which episode did we talk about Louis, and can I delete that? But
No, that's out.
Yeah, that's out.
It's. I don't like. You didn't say anything that bad.
Yeah, it's a changing situation. You learn more facts.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I truly. Here's the thing that I do stand by is I don't care what Louis does. Like, not in the sense that I don't care what it's like when news about Louis. I'm just like, I don't care. It's already like he's already done in my mind.
It is. I mean, it's kind of a fucked up thing that like just like progress now is exhausting. Just like anything that sounds like it'll make the world better. I'm just like, come on. Like, I don't want to get out of bed for this.
I am becoming like, although I don't know. I will say I think that. Eating that 10 strip of acid over the course of the last week. I have felt myself...
Let's talk about that.
No, I wasn't.
Was this my fault? Because I egged you on talking about drugs on the podcast? Did I make you be like, maybe I should do that
Brendan, the minute I got money, I was going to do acid again. This has been 2 years in the making.
So this is who you are all the time. This is default Nick.
Well, I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. Mm-hmm. After I finished, I was like... Because it wasn't really... Although I will say this, like, what I got, I think the reason why... doing hallucinogens, I do just have a greater sense of like general empathy for everything right now. So that might be why I like softened a little bit on like my stance on all of the, where I'm just like, it's kind of fucked up.
Damn.
So I don't know. But it's, I mean, whatever. It may, it's, I think it's a good...
Because last time you got really into hallucinogens, you became a problem boy. And now you've become woke, so it's all drugs.
Did I become... well, no. The first time I got really into every time I would do hallucinogens, it would like recenter me and make me more aware of other people's feelings. Mm-hmm. But... yeah, like I would say that, again, like the first time I did acid is like when I let go of all my baggage.
What year was it when you first did acid?
Summer of 2011, maybe right. No, maybe it was 2012. I got
okay.
I graduated 2011. No, it was 2011. Because it wasn't the summer of 2011. I think it was the Christmas of 2011, right before 2012. And we hadn't met each other yet because I wasn't even really doing comedy. And I feel like I met you in DC.
It's probably 12 or 13.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, you know.
Yeah, because I remember us being very sensitive, gentle boys at that time. And
we were so different.
Yeah, yeah. But, like, we were both different from our current selves in sort of a similar way. And I imagine that is a journey that a lot of boys went through in that time.
Yeah.
You know?
What are you doing?
No, I'm just talking about, like, I don't know.
No, but elaborate. Come on, elaborate. What do you mean?
No, I just feel like I was talking about this with Sam last night, where, like, I remember, because I would hang out with, like, punk kids and everything, learning about woke topics then. And then by the time it made it to comedy, it was almost like, oh, I remember this.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Where it's all kind of like, oh, yeah, I did this already. Mm-hmm. I did. And, like, I do remember... and I think it's also because it was sort of, and this might just be my nature as sort of like a contrarian, but in like, you know, living in Maryland in a fairly like conservative community, that being woke was counterculture.
Yeah, yeah.
And now it's, and like.
Same with Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. And then I would go home and I would like, I'd get like mad at my dad. I'd be like, Dad, don't slut shame people on television.
Yeah. So I think I just kind of I'd like blindly sort of like follow the ideology, and like there is like, it's not like the ideology doesn't not make sense. There's a train of thought that you can follow where you can like rationalize why they believe all those things. Mm-hmm. But now I'm just more.
I mean, the basic like the underlying beliefs of like racism and sexism and like homophobia being bad. Obviously, we still believe these things.
Yeah,
it's just like you can't then use all those things as an excuse to bully people. That's my main thing.
Yeah, or like deplatforming stuff, or just like, the extent of
silence dissenting opinions.
Yeah, the extent that people are punished for just like saying something wrong, like literally not even hurting anybody, but like the belief that like, oh well, your thoughts on Twitter have a ripple effect that influences all of society. It's like, all right, like, and again, like I
know 10 guys. I can't influence anyone.
I can see the argument for like how like something enters the conversation and it becomes normalized and we all become desensitized to it. It's like I can see that argument, but now that I'm older, I don't know if I really believe that that's what happens.
Yeah, I don't think any one person really has as much influence as they think. I mean, I see ideas like that take off online, but it's exclusively leftist ideas. And you'd think, like, because all the time, like, you follow people who post funny things, then Twitter and everything, they force you to just, like, read people posting opinions. You'd think that, like, you would accidentally see some spicy opinions on there every now and then, but you don't. It's just like I follow people to exclusively read jokes, and then they force also leftist opinions on me.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, clearly those are the ones winning then. If a person who is not interested in reading any opinions at all is getting those, clearly you're the more powerful ones as far as getting your message out there accidentally than anyone on the right.
Yeah. I don't know, but I still go back to the whole thing that like Twitter has a bias seems paranoid to me because I see it from both sides are saying that.
Yeah, I mean, people are constantly tweeting like it's full of Nazis and stuff, and it's like I follow some like fucked up comedians. You think I would accidentally be seeing some Nazi tweets, and I never do.
I definitely accidentally see some Nazi tweets. I definitely like followed some people who later I was like, oh, they are white supremacists, but they have funny content.
Yeah,
That's where I'm torn. This is where Chaos Nick comes in.
That's true. Unfortunately, white supremacists are sometimes very good at comedy.
Yeah.
I'm not saying all the time or all of them.
There's
but
like 6 of them who are really good at comedy.
yeah.
But you know, yeah. Twitter's weird.
It is very weird.
We loop back to this every episode where
we're just like, man, the algorithm's making me learn.
I don't know. Yeah, I do. I will say, I want to get back to. I want to go camping again really soon.
Yeah, I have a tent. I got one at my company picnic. We should go to
nice.
Joshua Tree or something.
Oh yeah, that would be fun. Actually,
Yeah.
I would like to go to Joshua Tree. I feel like you would like that.
Yeah, I've never been. I've never been to anything. I'm finally leaving the house. That's good.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm experiencing LA more than I have been before because mostly these 6 months it's just like come home from work, eat a bad meal, go to a mic, and you know that there's a place for that. But
Yeah.
dear God, does it get depressing?
That is kind of why I have enjoyed living by the seat of my pants because I was never just doing something boring.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, hunger is very exciting.
Well, yeah. I guess I forget. I guess I was really hungry.
And vagrancy is a crime.
There was
I bet the adrenaline rush of like, ooh, I'm a criminal sleeping in my car.
There was a rush. I forget. There was a period where I was like, I had so little money that I was just like, well, I can spend $1.59 on a loaf of ciabatta bread, and that'll keep me full the whole day. I was so
Eating
malnourished.
just bread?
I was eating just bread. So I would just
Damn, like a Dickensian
Yes.
prisoner.
So like all my muscle mass was gone. My stomach was really big. I was just
Oh yeah, I
like-
remember your big African belly. Your like child.
It was that
soldier
noticeable?
belly. Well, the one time you took your shirt off because it was the first time you went to get screened for that medical study and you thought something was fucked up with your liver.
Oh yeah. No, you know what that
So
was?
you like showed me your stomach. You're like, do my organs look bad?
You know what it was? I was
What?
so stupid because they were like, I read that what you had to do to clean your body, it was like you had to drink a lot of water. So I had just been like drinking water all day and I was just had water weight. So I was just full of water.
Man, my kidneys exploded
Yeah.
in here.
My stomach looks great now. Ladies, people listening, there's no women who listen to this podcast. Are
Yeah,
there?
no.
That's probably for the best.
No, someday they will.
That's something to shoot for.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, have you ever had a woman listen to you on a podcast? It's uncomfortable. My
like while
friend-
you were there?
No, like later. Like my boy Matt Byrne, esteemed boy, great boy. When I had a podcast with him before, his girlfriend found it, and boy, was that a thrill for all
Holy
of us.
shit.
Yeah, she listened because we did this one episode where we he for some reason he showed us a photo of him fucking, and we just like roasted his dick and
Oh,
everything.
I think I remember this.
Yeah, and then she just like listened to that and like.
How was his dick small?
It's not that it was small; it was so pale. It was like the most pale, horrible Irish penis you could imagine.
That's so because dick skin is usually darker.
Yeah, it's usually red, but like I told him that like his dick in a condom looked like he had already came. That it just looked like milky and horrible in there.
Do you have the brown penis band around your dick?
Like the circumcision scar.
It's from circumcision. I didn't know
yeah,
what it was.
it's from the horrific mutilation that was forced upon us.
The worst thing that could happen to anyone of
The
any
worst
gender.
possible thing that could happen to anyone's genitals by force in any continent.
Any continent at all. I just remember in 5th grade, my friend Joshua, who might be dead now, he might have died of a heroin overdose. But I remember he had a brown crayon and he kept saying the color was penis band brown.
Penis band.
And I was like, I thought it was just me.
Yeah, it is exciting when you learn something about dicks that
Yeah.
man, I remember 2 things I remember about learning about my dick. One, I thought I was the only guy who could get hard. I thought that was like a circus talent of mine and I would someday be famous.
That's really funny.
And then the other thing is
Well, wait, what? What did you think other guys were doing? Or
I
this
just
was
thought-
when you were young.
yeah, I thought I got hard and I was like, I bet no one else can do this.
I'm amazed you didn't show your parents.
Oh God. Damn. Oh wait, holy shit, you just unearthed a memory. Okay, do you know what testicular torsion is?
Yeah, where they get like twisted.
Yeah, where your balls get all twisted. My balls hurt, and I didn't really understand the distinction between like dick and balls. To me, it was just all my thingy.
Sure.
I was just like, "Yep, this is my thingy." Just the whole general mess.
Oh my god.
And it hurt my balls because I had testicular torsion. I didn't know that, so I just went down to the living room and I just exclaimed like, "My thingy hurts!" And they're like, "What?" I was like, "It hurts very bad."
Oh my god.
My dad's like, "Drop your drawers." And I'm like,
Hang stop. Every story that you tell with your father is him just like sternly
just like disciplining my dick and balls and ass.
just sternly like standing up with his fists at his side, like sexually abusing you.
No, it was never sexual abuse.
But the way he says these things is
Yeah,
fucked.
I don't remember. This is like a 5-year-old's memory.
Right.
So anyway, he makes me take my pants down, and him and my mom, they like move the lamp closer, and they both get down. They're just like examining my dick and balls, and they decide to take me to the doctor. So they bring me to the doctor, and they I guess they do something. They refer me to a urologist.
Mm-hmm.
So then I get taken to a specialist, and he throws me up on a cold steel table, and now I know what they were doing was ultrasounding.
Oh my god.
But he just said, like, I have a camera.
Your balls were pregnant.
Yeah, my balls were pregnant. And I swear this is a very distinct memory of mine, but I don't know why he would say it because it doesn't exactly make sense. But he was like, he's like, now this is a camera that can take pictures of inside. And then he like somehow to demonstrate how it worked, just handed me a photograph of Buzz Lightyear. And like to me, a 5-year-old, I was supposed to be like, yes, I understand.
What?
Yeah, so he rubs the gel all over my balls, and the doctor, he's like pushing my tiny boy penis upwards so that he can apply the gel to my balls.
Oh my god.
And I got hard for the first time.
Sure you did.
Of course, because
Yeah.
I mean, someone's feeling my balls with like gel and everything. So I'm just laying on the steel table with my first boner, like looking both my parents in the eyes.
Oh my god.
And then they were like, he's probably fine. Then they just sent me home.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
So
Damn. Every fucking podcast, I tell a story where I'm like,
I love it.
how am I not
I mean,
asexual or a murderer?
it'll if it makes you feel better. I like realized years later that I was molested by a pediatrician, like full on like pedophile molested.
Really?
Yeah. Because I remember I went in for a physical. I might have been in. Maybe I was in grade school. Maybe I was like 9 or 10. But I went in for a physical, and when the doctor was examining, my mom waited outside. It was me and the doctor, and the whole time the doctor like got ready to take my pants down and inspect my dick, and then he just started like laughing like this. I remember this so vividly. He started laughing, a really creepy laugh. He laughed the whole time that he touched my dick, and then yeah, you can see that's what I looked like a second ago. But yeah, and I just like didn't think. I didn't know what to do. It didn't like I wasn't traumatized by it.
Did he like
I thought it was.
touch you in a non-medical way, or?
I don't remember the laughing really because I also don't. I don't think that I would have known.
I'm imagining like close-up fisheye lens laughing.
It was like goofy like clown laughing.
Ha ha ha.
No, it was
Like
more like
horror
it was more like
Jesus
It was
Christ.
literally
so much worse.
just like that, dude. So, like, again, I don't, maybe he wasn't doing the right thing. I didn't have a lot of like a frame of reference for like what a physical was supposed to entail. But I remember thinking it was weird, and I remember saying something to my mom, and my mom was just like, "Oh, I think that you imagine that." But now, I'm mad now because if I could remember his name or like anything more, I could probably get some money, right? Like,
Yeah, or
that
at
would be
least you
some
could-
money that I could get.
I mean, he probably did shit to other kids as well. You could at least Google him and find the story of him getting arrested and like get that closure.
Yeah, man, I don't know. Jesus. I feel like there's pedophiles all over the place. I feel like
Damn.
you don't realize how many pedophiles were just like around until like you're like in your 20s.
Can I share something?
Yeah,
I don't
go
know if
for
this is fucked up or if I was right, but this was probably fucked up. But I had this friend in high school. I'm not going to name him because I'm saying he got molested. But,
Sure.
but he told me, he's like, I got molested. And I was like, whoa, really, dude? That's fucked up. And he's like, yeah, I got touched. And I was like, who touched you? And it was like another kid our age. And I remember being like, I don't know if that's molested,
Yeah,
dude.
come
Like
on.
you got touched, but it's got to be older, right?
Yeah. Was it a guy or a girl?
It was a dude who then went into the seminary.
Oh man. Jesus,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. I'll name that guy because I mean he's a toucher. His name was Tony or something.
But hang on, wait a minute. He was the same age, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
so
not-
I mean, he might just be gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Which, like,
is-
if I was closeted gay, maybe that's why so many priests touch boys, is because they're like, fuck, I can't tell people I'm gay. I know what I'll do. I'll just pick the career where you never fuck.
Where you never fuck.
and
yeah.
obviously you can't live that way your whole life.
So you got to touch some boys.
I mean, you don't got it. But I'm just, listen, I'm not excusing their behavior. I'm just trying to
We're being-
understand it.
Hang on, we're being very empathetic to the priests here. They who have been denigrated for too long. We're dogs in the fight for fathers, dude.
Damn. I mean, the Catholic Church is getting off completely unscathed in Me Too.
Yeah, man. They always do.
Yeah.
They just move those priests around.
That's true.
Oh my god. It is just yeah. I love the hierarchy of the church.
Let's see. When else did I get molested? We gotta have other times we got molested. Let's stay on this train.
I mean, like, I can't. There's like weird, like, fucked up shit that like my grandfather did. Although it was not sexual, it was just hazing. But I can't talk about that because it's like
Yeah, you don't want
That's
to
not good.
accuse your grandfather of a
accuse
crime.
my grandfather of a crime. I mean, like, my grandfather 100% committed crimes against my body. Like, when I was 4, he totally did, dude. He used to, like, I remember being like 6. I think it was like it was before we had gone to see The Phantom Menace. How old was I? Yeah, I would have been 6.
So that was like 2000, right?
1999.
1999.
And before we were going, we went into the backyard and he had like a magnifying glass and he's like, "Come here, I want to show you something cool." And he held my hand in place while he used the magnifying glass to burn my hand with the sun. And he goes, "Now, what did you learn?"
What did you?
didn't
you
learn
don't. Even now, you don't look like you know what you
I
learned.
don't know what I mean. What it like the lesson that I learned that I don't think was his intent. He was probably trying to teach me something about like the cruelty of the world, but I just learned that he's an unbalanced person, which is way more valid. Which he
What
taught
did
me
we
way
learn,
better.
Nick? Don't trust.
Don't trust me. Yeah, well, honestly, that might have been the point. Actually, that might have been completely what he was trying to do.
Is this the grandpa who would dress like Miami Vice?
Yeah, come on, don't go. I love my grandfather.
All right,
don't-
that's it. Then we don't have to go into it
He
anymore.
would dress like Miami Vice
Yeah.
in the winter. He would just wear these white suits.
One time,
man.
here I'll do it this way. One time, I had a dream, right? You know, like the drug forums on the internet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah.
Someone who isn't me.
Yeah, someone who isn't me. One time did a school project with their grandfather, and that person was interviewing the grandfather for like some kind of thing where you're supposed to talk to an older relative, and the grandfather said, "Turn that camera off for a second." 'Cause he was talking about his bingo that he ran. For
Oh yeah,
decades.
that's right.
And so the person who's not me, of course, in the dream, turned the camera, like pretended to turn the camera off, and then the old man was like, "Wait, what's that blinking red light mean?" And then the person was like, "That means it's charging.
Jesus.
And the grandpa explained tax fraud.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It was pretty sick.
Dude, my grandfather. I can't tell the story in the podcast.
Really?
My grandfather did something so insane. My grandfather did something so insane. I can't say it. I can't record it. But he was telling me what he did. Oh, because my grandfather also, he was married to a woman with borderline personality disorder. So, like, we've become very close. Actually, because we had, like, the same, like, we were actually going through it at the same time. He just finally, like, got out of the marriage.
Oh, wow.
But he told me this thing. It wasn't to his wife, but it was, like, actually to help his wife. And so he tells me this thing that he did. And then when he's done, he goes, which was a major felony. He goes, if they caught me, I'd be in jail for 70 years.
70. He knows the exact amount of time.
Yeah.
I think every grandpa just did crimes.
I'll tell you off mic what he did. It's so crazy. But yeah. But I love it. He also, somebody tried to kill him because he was like the vice president of, I think it was a paper company in like the 70s. He was the vice president or he was high up, one of like the three like big positions. And they fired this guy who went crazy, and the guy started shooting people in the company. And I guess he like released a list of people he was going to kill. And so my grandfather like got a gun illegally and was just like carrying around a snub nose.
Jesus,
because a man was coming to...
Snub nose, when you are getting a gun from like a man in a motel room who opens like a suitcase and has 4 guns, it's always the snub nose.
Got to go with the snub nose, dude.
Got to always go with the snub nose.
It's nice. It's small. Sure, it's a prostitute gun, but it'll get the job done in the dark alley.
Yeah, it's a prostitute gun, or it's a
in the sense that it's best for killing prostitutes.
Yes, Smith and Wesson designed it for that express purpose.
But yeah, so someone was gonna kill my and apparently my grandmother tells the story because he was such a mean, like, hard, like, son of a bitch to my father and his brother that, like, when they released the names on, like, the 6 o'clock news of the people this guy wanted to kill, my grandmother was just crying, and my father and his brother were just, like, sitting on the floor, just, like, dead-eyed staring at the TV.
Just unresponsive.
Yeah, he was so, like, God, he put my Uncle Craig, he literally threw him through a wall.
That's pretty intense.
And because my Uncle Craig got a...
I mean, walls weren't as good back then, probably.
I don't know, man.
You're living in like a townhouse in Baltimore.
I've been in the house where he threw him through the wall, and they're fucking sturdy.
Damn.
It would be hard.
Damn, I'm trying to imagine anyone like these walls. I don't know if it would happen.
My uncle got an F in one of his classes, and he like took it to like the secretary in the principal's office, and he goes, I can't take this home. My grandfather will kill me. And she goes, no, you need to own up to that. He goes, no, I will not be in school tomorrow because I'll be dead. And like he finally convinced the secretary to take it back to her typewriter and put a B over the F so that my grandfather would not literally murder him.
Jesus Christ. I have a funny story about my grandma. Separate from the person I was telling the story about earlier,
right.
My grandpa also had a bingo, but he wasn't that guy from the other story about the fraud. Anyway, so my grandpa, a bunch of Puerto Rican guys worked for him at the bingo, and years later, my grandpa told me, he's like, yeah, they gave me a nickname. They called me Roja, which is Roger in Spanish, because my grandpa's name is Roger. And I was taking Spanish at the time. I was like, no, it isn't.
It's not.
And I looked it up, and Roja means red. And I realized that my grandpa was just like such a drunk that Cricks, when we get drunk, our faces turn beet red. So they were mocking him. They were calling him Red to his face, and he thought it was his name in Spanish.
It is so funny that your grandfather was running a major criminal organization just blitzed out of his mind. Just like,
hey, it was not a major criminal organization. It was a bingo. It was a legal business.
But even still,
and handling separate from the man in the hypothetical story I heard secondhand earlier, he was cooking the books exactly as the recipe required.
Oh my God,
he was not cooking the books at all. That's what I meant.
I wish I'm just saying, like, imagine, like, because already that's a delicate job because you got to hide a lot of things. But imagine doing your job drunk and not making any mistakes. Then you really can't make mistakes when you're, like, evading the IRS.
Yeah, well, it's the 70s. The IRS is also fucking hammered.
Wouldn't it be better to be... I think about this all the time. Wouldn't, like...
I would not be an alcoholic in the fucking 60s. I would be a fun guy. I would be a lively character.
No, well, this is like just in terms of like crime back then. Like every time I walk, like you walk into like a 7-Eleven, you see the cameras. There's like closed circuit TV on every block. There's literally a part that's like, you can't even commit crimes anymore.
I know.
It's very oppressive.
Yeah. I'm from Lancaster, PA, and Lancaster is like it. I don't know if it's still, but like 5 years ago, something like that, it held the record for most surveilled city in the United States. Like per block, more cameras than like Manhattan.
Dude, I hate it, man.
Yeah.
I don't like. You should be able to commit some crimes. There should be a couple that fall
Like
through the cracks.
some crimes, but then the other fucked up thing about those cameras is it's not even the police who run those cameras. It's an outside company. So the police can use those cameras to catch you, but then like my buddy, someone did like a hit and run and got him,
Yeah.
and he contacted the company like, "Can you send me the footage so that I can get the license plate?" And they're like, "No."
What?
So it's like,
what good is it?
It's only for the cops to like get citizens, but if you're like a citizen who another citizen wronged or anything, there's none of it.
Dude, it's so. When I went back home, like one of my favorite things to do, I like live. There's like a small beach like down the street from my house, just like a shitty. It's just on like the Severn River. And a really fun thing to do is to go down to the beach at like midnight and just lay on the dock and like because you can see all the stars because like there's not light pollution like here. And I used to do that from the time I was like 15 up through the time I was like 22. I would just go down to the beach all the time, just like it's really calm and peaceful. And I did it while I was home. And like I wasn't down there for 30 minutes, and a fucking squad car rolls down, and suddenly there are two cops like sort of like jogging up the dock towards me, and they're like, they asked me to like show my ID. I was like, I live 2 blocks away. I'm part of the community because I still have my Maryland ID with me. And they're like, well, we can't verify that street is. I'm like, it is. I've lived here my entire life, like. And they were talking about like they were threatening to like take me to jail and it's just like
For what? Is it like a park that's closed or something?
I guess
Are there signs?
I guess technically it is.
That's stupid.
It is stupid. It's because I clearly wasn't doing anything. It's like I can't like you
Who
can't.
called it in?
Well, it's surveilled. Apparently, there's also like the woman who lives at the top of the hill is like gone crazy. Like if she sees anyone down at the beach, even during like the normal hours, she calls the police just to make sure that they're part of the community. But like it's literally like you can only be comfortable in your own backyard. Everywhere has become such a public space that like you like if you hang out anywhere too long and don't look like you have anything to do, the police will show up.
Yeah.
It's fucking and the one cop was wearing a fucking cowboy hat, and I was like, "Come on, dude! Like, you don't get to play around with the uniform."
Damn, I feel like there's one cop on every squad who just goes rogue and has a cowboy hat.
Yeah, but it's always the fucking nerd.
Yeah.
Like it's not. He would be the first guy to fucking
Yeah, because cops do have like a high school thing. Like I remember
totally.
a bank that I used to work for, like a different cop came in from normal. And we're like, oh, where's officer whatever? And he like laughed. And he's like, oh, you guys have, well, this bank can't be very safe if he's like, he basically just started shit talking the other cop. Like said that he like can't shoot his gun straight and shit.
Oh my God,
It's
dude.
like, damn, that's who's protecting us.
It's way too easy. This is the whole thing. We're about to become a leftist podcast, but they literally they take people in a median area of intelligence. If you're too smart, you fail out of the police academy. They're looking for people because I guess the idea is
No, we did. I mean, this isn't any direction podcast. We can be leftist
I was just
for
being
stretches.
being sarcastic.
Hold on, let me think of my most leftist belief. I guess just socialism. I don't know. I was hoping I would come with something controversial.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about socialism.
Yeah,
it seems tricky.
I like socialism, but I also think that you should be able to say slurs.
Well, here's my actual
not slurs, just like retard. You know.
Here's my actual feeling about restructuring the economy and the government. I think that America is too big of a country with too many people for capitalism is failing, but I think that anything you try to implement, a country of this scale with this many problems with this many people, it's not going to work. It's absolutely all the countries where socialism works are like a tenth of our size, and that makes perfect sense to me because it's much easier to regulate. So like I think there's no answer. I think that like just as a nation we're probably due to fall.
I think Bernie will figure it out. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
He's not gonna. I mean,
he'll be dead.
I just think that like people are just trying to like we're trying to allay a problem that's inevitable. It's just we've been a world superpower for too long.
Do you think that if like the most left possible leader gets elected next election, do you think they'll fucking ease off comedy?
It's really hard to say.
Yeah, I have no
It
idea.
honestly is. That article, was it Vulture?
About the material that
comedians-
you regret?
Apologizing for jokes. The thing that pissed me off about
I already regret things in this podcast.
Nah, who
this wasn't
cares?
that
You
bad.
know, no, this is fine. But like the thing that the joke Patton Oswalt talked about, which like I've heard him like half cop to that gay retard. He was on the Todd Glass podcast, and he was like, "I have a joke that I'm ashamed of." He says, "Hey, it was a joke where I made fun of gay retards." He goes, "But I think the point of the bit was that I was making fun of people who would say the words gay." And it's like you're lying. You weren't.
Yeah.
But the joke that Patton Oswalt
Also, I'm sure it killed.
it's a great joke. It's so that first album is so good. But the joke that Patton Oswalt should be apologizing for is on my weaknesses.
Killing his wife.
Yeah, sure.
That really bombed.
Oh my God. All right. Well, all my credibility.
Yeah, I'll bleep that. I'll
it's
bleep
fine.
that.
Leave it in there. Leave it in there. Doesn't matter.
I don't think that
No,
actually
that's
happened.
what you do. No, I mean,
I just said the most.
I think the same.
The
I think-
most ridiculous thing for the situation.
I think that Phil Elverum did the same thing. It's all these nerdy, semi-famous guys. They kill their wives, make it look like an accident. Phil Elverum was irradiating Genevieve so that she would get cancer, so that he could fucking marry Michelle Williams 6 months later. That's what you do.
Yeah, I mean,
You
I can't
upgrade.
wait. I can't wait for us to do it.
Yeah,
can
I
you
can't wait
imagine
either.
the fucking C+ wives we're gonna marry on our way to the top?
I'm getting a fucking B-, dude. I got my eyes on a B-. But the Patton Oswalt, he had this joke. In My Weakness is Strong, and it's so stupid, and you can tell he says the N-word. I think he says it. 'cause-
Man, comedians used to say it all the time.
I think, but Patton, it feels like Patton is saying it because Louis said it, and Patton still seems like he's like that nerdy kid who just wants to be like the cool kids. But yeah, it's that they're talking about like he's like Obama's going to be such a great president, and there'll still be two holdout racists like in their jetpacks, or just like there's that N-word that gave us anti-gravity. Barely a joke. Why aren't you apologizing for that? I think he doesn't want people to remember that he said that. 'Cause he
Yeah,
knows
yeah.
he'd be fucking done, dude. Maybe I should tweet that clip at him. I'm feeling very adversarial. I'll just be like, can you apologize for this, Mr. Oswald? Because I don't understand.
No, because you can't. It's so tempting to be like,
Yeah, you don't
well,
wanna
the
become like
people who
them.
are coming at free speech, I could find something that they did, but it's a losing man's game. You can't use their weapon against them, unfortunately, even though it works very well.
Yeah, because then you just like cement that as
That as a tactic. It's like the alt-right guys who went after. What did James Gunn do to piss off the?
He supported me too.
Oh, so that's why they went
Yeah.
after him. Okay, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, it's retarded. I mean, the James Gunn thing is retarded too because again, like Disney, who by the like every time you go to Disneyland, you're standing in a monument to an anti-Semite. He was
It's a
the
great
worst
time
man
though.
ever.
I
It
just
is
went.
great.
It was
Well,
it was wonderful. You
Yeah,
feel
of
like
course.
I got so because I haven't been since I was a kid, and we walk in and we see Main Street, and then I go in a shop, and this little man goes into like a prepared staged interaction, and I was just like, I'm in an RPG. This rules.
I don't like.
I just met an NPC.
BC at Disneyland stands for No People of Color. Ooh. No, I don't. No, they let him in now. I don't like Disneyland theme parks, especially big corporate one. Like it makes me feel weird. I definitely get like weird, like
It is kind of weird, but like the part of me, like I love design and like ambiance and like
it is your passion.
looking around this dumb room.
Yeah.
I like creating a space in a certain way, and that's Disney's like the most impressive. Like we bought fucking weird props to make this room feel a certain way.
But that's where my mind starts to disintegrate with, especially like in the. I don't know if I've said this on the podcast before, but that's where my mind starts to like disintegrate when I go into Disneyland because it's like you go on the rides. And like the whole appeal is like, come look at these fake men in a dark room. And people are like, wow, like
I like the fake men.
that's where I completely like I can't. I feel like I zoom out too much, and I'm just like, what am I doing? I just feel like a shill.
Yeah,
Not a shill, but like a.
It does.
consumer.
It does feel like a dated thing, which is. It's weird that they're then trying to like modernize it because it's like every couple of years, I feel like they go in and they make It's a Small World a little bit less racist, and it's like this is such a thing of its time.
Is
that,
it racist?
I mean, not as racist as like it could. I mean, not as racist as probably like certain Disney movies,
Yeah.
but it's like it's an inherently 1960s like racist white man's idea to be like, we're gonna make a ride and it's just all the different types of children from around the world sing to you in their different accents.
Singing for you.
Yeah, singing for you.
Oh my god. Yeah.
And that's like you go through it. I might be remembering it wrong, but I feel like when I was younger, there was a lot more like this part's Africa and stuff like
Right.
that. And now it's like, oh, this is French and German and Swedish. All right, quick, someone, how not? All right, we'll have a little section where we have very carefully cultivated, not racist black puppets,
Right.
but not enough that you can get too long of a look at them because. Really, how not racist can we make these puppets? They're gonna be kind of.
Yeah. Anytime you draw anybody of a race as a cartoon, it's just like, fuck.
Yeah. It's like, buddy, you got 5 years until that's racist.
That's really true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever? I always think it's funny to like not in like a confrontational way, like why are you selling this, but like. You ever go to an antique shop and they have like clearly racist shit and just ask questions about it?
No, that's really funny though.
It's like we used to go to farmers markets and stuff all the time and like flea markets and like high school and stuff. And you look at the Mammy salt and pepper shakers and you just ask the person like, what is this?
Oh my god.
And they're just like, well, it's from its time. It's like, I don't get it though. Like, what is it supposed to be? They're like, it's a well, you see, they should my mom wouldn't let me, but last time I visited home, we went to this antique shop in Delaware, and they had this product. It was like I didn't realize blackface was like a store-bought product.
It is? What, like grease paint or whatever?
Yeah, like there was this
it's not called blackface.
No, it wasn't called blackface, but it had it was just a black tin with like a red smile on it. And then the name of the product, it was the N-word, but the one that's not quite as bad as the N-word.
With the A? Oh.
No.
Oh, yeah, right,
N-E.
right, sure.
Yeah, it was that one. It was just called That Black. Can I say that word on a podcast?
That's
I probably
not,
shouldn't.
we shouldn't be doing that.
And
okay.
I was just looking at it, and I was like, well, is it an empty tin? Is it in there? Like, because it's behind a case. I was like, I'm going to go get the lady to open the case. And she's like, no, don't do that.
It's got to be rock hard.
Yeah. I mean,
Right?
no, it's not usable. And
That is so funny that like you would still, because I guess it is.
Yeah.
That's a conundrum. It's like, do you sell this thing that's definitely worth money, or do you just throw it out? Because
but it wasn't even, it's not like it was $1,000. It was $35 because I looked at it.
oh my god,
And I so badly wanted to get the lady who ran the shop to come over and talk to me about it because I want to be like, so I could keep like Altoids in this and stuff.
yeah. I want to know who's the
Could I fit my my ear pods?
who is buying that. Yeah, I guess you keep an eye on that person.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
It's just a trap. You buy it, and then they're like, look up if he wants to do anything in media.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, I had sex with this girl at her grandmother's house when I was like, her grandmother wasn't there. I should clarify that the house was empty. But her grandmother had this like big collection of dolls, like in like this big like wooden cabinet with like glass you could see, and they were these really old dolls. And the third shelf was nothing but little Sambo dolls. So like, and like the whole time I'm fucking this girl, we were fucking on the carpet, and the whole time I'm fucking this girl, I'm just looking at the most, just 10 of the most racist faces I've ever seen, just like
Jesus
smiling
Christ.
back at me. Oh my god, dude! I lasted a very long time. Those dolls were my boys in that moment. They kept me from busting.
Damn. Would you care to do an impression of them encouraging you?
No, I would not care to do that. Don't put that to me. What's wrong with you?
Well, I was about to do it, and then I was like,
Yeah, oh, yeah,
I
no.
wonder if I could get Nick to do it
Nah,
instead.
you do it. Let's hear it. So I'm fucking this girl on the carpet, and I'm just looking
Yeah.
up at 10 racist dolls from the 40s.
Fuck.
Why did you do this?
I don't know why I did this.
What a terrible mistake.
If I hadn't pussyfooted around, I probably could have got away with the bit, but
Yeah, well,
it's too late.
it's all right. We'll do it next episode.
so speaking
we'll do
of-
this every episode.
You'll corner me into trying to do a black
Into
voice.
being the Black Dolls.
I don't know who's listening to this, but I have never done an exaggerated black voice for comic effect. Only serious dramas.
I think that you haven't. I don't think I've ever heard you do that.
Really?
Yeah, maybe you have. I do. I'm not good at it, but I do it
Yeah.
all the time.
It is.
do.
It's a very fun voice.
It's great.
hmm
The way they talk. I mean, I broke up with a girl doing a racist black voice. Have I told that story?
No,
Oh
please
my god,
do.
it's so good, dude. I was dating this girl. This was like recently, and I feel bad telling the story, but it's whatever. And she was a little nutty. I don't want to tell too much about her, but basically, I started to realize pretty quickly that like this might be a very volatile relationship. So we were Stranger Things season 2 had just come out, and we were just like watching we were like binging the whole thing at her house. And by the third episode, the title was coming up, and I started going, Stranger Things.
Oh, that kind of voice.
I go, oh, Stranger. Oh, yeah, I have seen Tom Stranger Things. Me been on Tumblr. Me seen a whole photo album of women with Steve Buscemi eyes. Me have seen some Stranger Things. Like that. And she goes, and she just turns to me with the iciest look that I've ever gotten from a woman. And she goes, can you please not do that horrible racist voice while you're under my roof? And I've been trying to get out of the relationship for like a week, and I was like kind of taken aback, and then 2 minutes later I was like, this is my out. I'm like this is how I can be the bad guy. She won't be mad at me. My car's not going to get keyed, and so I just I was like, what you mean? Just sitting there going, you mean this voice? I just commenting on the Stranger Things. And I did that for another 30 minutes until finally she got up and went to the kitchen and then sort of motioned towards the door, and I just walked out of her house, and I haven't spoken to her since.
Damn, dude.
It's the one time.
That's a fucking cheat code.
It was a total cheat code. It's the one time that racism has positively affected two people's lives.
Damn. Holy shit. Okay. The last time I broke it off with someone, I explained my feelings, and I explained why I didn't think that it was going to turn into anything, and why, and all I had to do was be like, yeah.
That's all you had to do.
Yeah. That wasn't the best word to do the voice.
That was wild.
Yeah.
What that was you were doing Jamaican, right?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, I couldn't tell. It's just because what it sounds like all you had to do was
next time I'm gonna play a fucking dance hall beat. I'm gonna do an entire PopCon song.
Yeah. Oh no! I don't want to do anymore. I was about to say something that I realized how racist it was 3 seconds before it left my mouth. So But yeah, that's a good. If you're in a relationship with a scary girl who holds leftist ideals, just
Which they all do.
they all do.
Okay, any girl who is both scary and we're very attracted to, like you and me specifically,
Oh, I love women.
they're gonna have some leftist ideals.
Nothing turns me on more than being like, would this girl kill me?
If she knew my podcast.
Not even that. Just I keep every time I get into a relationship with a girl, move with him, this could be really bad.
This girl could murder me.
I think that's why I did this.
Yeah. I keep going deeper and deeper into mental illness. It's you date girls who are mentally ill when you're young, and you're they don't know that about themselves. You're not very smart. You don't know that either. It's only years later that you're like, oh, that girl was mentally ill. And then you date a girl who's kind of with it, but not into there. And then the last girl I was dating, on the first date, she was just like, so here are my diagnoses. Here are the pills that I'm on. I just want to let you know all this in advance.
But you know
so
what?
that you can make that decision, which I respected.
Yeah, good
and
for her.
Yeah, and I was like, well, I've never dated someone on this side of it before.
Yeah.
I've always been dating the person who's in complete denial that there's any issues.
How old was this girl who gave you the upfront?
23.
Okay, so she's probably done this a couple times, and
Yeah, and I really that was a very sweet girl, and I feel bad for the way that it ended. It's just I was just recently single, so I was not in a place where I could give someone where I could give a bipolar person the amount of attention that they need in a relationship. And I told her, I was like, I don't want to be in a relationship. And she's like, okay, we don't have to be in a relationship, but when I have a panic attack, I need you to text me through the whole thing. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, if I'm free, but like if I'm out with my boys, like you're not, like I'm very sorry, but I can't have a girlfriend. I can't.
That's rough, man.
Yeah. So
I end up being that guy. I have a lot of like platonic friends who just because this probably goes back to what I was saying about like needing to feel of use. I'm all if anybody's ever, I just like had Paige just like had a panic attack at like 3 a.m.
Damn, I should have gave this girl your number.
Oh, I would. I absolutely would.
She texts me and I'm like, hey, I care about you and I want you to feel better, but I'm trying to show face at Helium, so you're gonna text my friend Nick.
You can do that. This sounds so like this sounds fucked up, but I do find it very rewarding. It's like emotionally exhausting in a very good way. Where I'm like, good work today, Nick.
Do you think that there's any way? I was thinking about this today because I was thinking about that girl, and do you think that there's a possibility? Because when I broke it off, and she was like, "You're not over that other person, and you're like being really selfish and stuff," and I was like, "That's not true." Blah blah. Now living in a totally different city where there's no possible ulterior motive of like me trying to booty call her. What if I just texted her now, like over a year later, and I was just like, you were right, and then blocked her? Like, do you think that
you don't need to block? Why do you need to block her number?
I don't know, because
you don't need to block her number. Look at you. Yeah, wait. What do you mean you don't know what can happen? What are you afraid of?
I don't know. I mean, I blocked her number to begin with. I forget.
You know what?
It was because she texted me fuckboy memes for 2 straight days.
Like it's like a passive-aggressive thing?
Yeah, she had like fuckboy content. Well, she was like, you're a fuckboy.
That kind of fucked that girl a little bit, dude. Because like you don't have to be in a relationship with somebody. Like,
yeah, that's true.
I mean, you could text her. You don't have to see what she says before you block her number, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the number's already blocked.
Okay.
But anyway, I would like for her to know that she was right. What the things that she accused me about of like not being over that person and like using that as an excuse to be a sad sack and not treat people with.
Why do you need? She knows that. Why do you need her? I think that sounds like something you want to do for yourself.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, some apologies are selfish.
Yeah,
and you shouldn't do them. Yeah. You're right.
That way, but go to the blocking the number. I realized that I was talking with my friend the other day. I realized like every time I literally everyone I've ever dated do not. Well, with the exception of like a few. They're not. I like completely cut them out of my life, and I never mean to. Every time I end a relationship, it's always like, all right, we can still be friends. Like I'll be healthy, and then like it's like I go into a fugue state where I just wake up 3 weeks later and I'm like, oh, I blocked them on Facebook, Instagram. I don't have their number anymore. Like
you gotta block it all.
They're dead to me. I don't know why.
It was interesting when I deleted my old Facebook, or I mean, you can't delete it because Zuckerberg is fucking evil. But when I deactivated it and then I started a new one. And then everyone I had ever blocked is like not blocked. So then Facebook is like recommending them to me.
Yeah.
So then I'm seeing like my first girlfriend in my like recommended thing. And it's like I haven't seen a photo of her in 5 years. Like more than that.
She glow up? The glow up real?
No, I clicked. I didn't have any kind of like feelings. But I was like, oh, she looks happy. And it was like the first time I'd ever felt that about someone where I was like, that's like a mature feeling to look at someone you used to love and be like, they're doing good. Good.
Yeah, I think when I look back at I would be able to do that. It's just like, it's that like, that interim period after you break up, it's like.
You're never going to decisively unblocking them. That's crazy.
That is.
Then what do you do?
But why is it crazy?
I don't know.
Yeah, see?
To then just like slink in with that friend request? Like,
yeah,
I just got
that is weird.
Yeah, like a dude that I consider a friend from Philly just followed me on Twitter, and it's like I know that you already followed me. What did I tweet that made you unfollow me? And then what made? Like I almost wanted to DM and be like, "Hey, dude, what happened?"
You probably could.
I'm sure I could, but
these confrontations like aren't like. I feel like we built them up in our heads a lot more than they are. Like, you can actually probably just, like, talk to someone about that. As long as you're even-keeled about it and, like, let him know that he's, like, you're not coming at him with aggression, it's probably fine.
Yeah. Like, just like a light, playful roast.
No, you don't even have to do that. You could just like, you can feel that. You can get to roasting, but don't start with a roast.
Only time I give a fuck is for my own release. That's why I own these streets. Straight up portfolio showing growth. Fuck a pay cut. Yeah, you know I stay slut. Catch me in the spot, looping up for the self suck. Oh fuck, I busted already. I'm coming bucket so heavy. My dream of cream coming steady. Now my mouth open, I'm ready. I'm talking solo heavy petting on a Friday night. That talking bashing the bishop, more like Nantucket's delight. I'm taking all the time I need to do it just